We have a new battery, which is what we think some of our problem might have been. We did replace the starter motor as well. Maybe it wasn't necessary, but now we have a new one. This is our high-tech fuel pump connector. Fuel pump's engaged. G'day folks, welcome back to Smoothers Backyard. It's been a hell of a long time since we did any content on Crusty. We know, it's been too long. We've spent so much time trying to get that engine to fire, and it just won't. Probably did about 17.5 hours worth of footage of us fiddling around. We rebuilt the carby. We found out it was put on backwards, or at least the mounting plate was put on backwards, not the carby itself. So we had a mechanic friend come out, tried to start it, just with no explanation other than this engine has no compression, or not enough compression to run. So just to rule out anything being wrong in the top end, in the valve train, we're going to pull off the covers and have a quick look and see what we can find. Hey, awesome. Yeah. Try this. Just run it a bit to get it turned around. That easier?
Yeah.
Crack that one free, take that off also, let's see what's under. Tappets, push rods. None of the tappets or the rockers are off. Pretty tight. Trying to drop all that dirt in there. Yeah. I wonder what that did. Doesn't do it anymore. It's probably some sort of vacuum. There's oil at the top. That's a good oil. Good sign. Yeah. Not seeing any immediately obvious bent push rods. All the tappets are in place. So it doesn't look like there's anything, striking with the heads and the timing gear, or the valve train, I guess. Yeah, all looks okay. So maybe it's just down on actual compression in the bores. The rings are worn out, which is highly likely given that this looks like it's been a bush basher for a long time, and it probably even just got drove until it stopped. We went to a lot of trouble because it fired for us back in video, whatever number it was, 3 I think for Crusty. We thought we would go ahead and do a few things to actually see if we could get it running, and one of those was put a rebuild kit through the carby. We threw a water pump on because the other one was just totally seized up and rusted. Not that we needed that to get it to run, but we thought it would run at least a bit. But it looks like now that it's not going to run. So what are we going to do? We just pull the engine out and send it away and have it totally rebuilt. It's probably going to cost a fair bit, which we knew we were up for anyway. But we might just have another little option up our sleeves just to see if we can get it running. Not this engine. We've got another surprise in store. equity in crypto. They neighbours, one house apart. Anyway, this is something we picked up. It was probably a few months ago now, but it's been sitting in the paddock since we got it home, and the grass has grown significantly. We're having more rain events. Anyway, let's have a look at what's under this tarp, because it's going to be good. Meet Rusty. Crusty's long lost cousin. This is also a 1974 ZG Fairlane in the exact same colour. Actually, it might be 73. Check that. But it's a ZG. It's got the ZG grill, which Crusty doesn't. It's got a bumper. What else? I'll tell you what I was really excited about when we found this. We drove about 5 hours away to Armidale to pick this up. Well. This looks very familiar, but it's not. This is not Crusty. This is in fact Rusty. So we've picked up another, this one's a 73 ZG Fairlane, and it's a lot rustier than Crusty, but it's got a lot of other good bits. So look out at Crusty, you're in for some spare parts.
You'll be lying across the bonnet.
No, it's alright. But it's got, come around the back. One full and complete set of ZG taillights. They are so hard to find. They're pretty good. I mean, this side's a little faded, but it's all in you know, there's not a, I don't think there's a break. There might have been a little crack somewhere I saw, but hardly anything wrong. It's got a bit of moss and lichen and stuff. But I tell you, you'll know why we call this one Rusty. Crusty is nowhere near as rusted as this. Look at this. Gone. I mean, you know, boot floors, oh, that's the tank. Yeah, it's pretty gone. This side's gone too. It's all gone around the boot ledge, but yeah. Tail light hitch, how good is that? That's what we needed. Crusty's is totally all busted up. I think you wouldn't have even got one piece out of Crusty for tail lights, so I'm going to have to take that out very carefully. So body wise it's not great. I mean, there are some panels on it, don't get me wrong. You could certainly, oh, that door's good. Even that guard's not too bad. There's a little bit of rust in it, but Crusty's got just as much rust in it there as well. It's even got keyage. That's good. It has interior, which is, ooh, it's had a bit of a leakage, even with the tarp on. They've had so much rain. I don't know how many mils, but stacks of rain. So I'm not surprised it leaks. Well, I know it leaks, but even with the tarp, it's a bit wet. But yeah, we've got interior. It's a little, like, it's still usable. I wouldn't say that it wouldn't crack soon. There's a bit of a crack there. But it's got a dash, whereas complete dash there. Crusty's is just totaled, as you've seen before. Door trim on that one, it's got a different door on the passenger side, so we haven't got a complete set of door trims. Well, we've got one blue one. Yeah, so we've got complete front grille and bumper and headlights, all in pretty good nick. Straight there's a broken indicator there and a ding. The guy tells me that there's a little bit of backstory to this car. I said that was from somebody knew the car, and they said a motorbike got pulled out on and hit there. Yeah, so have a look in the floor there, and the sills, they're all rusted out, nearly rusted right through the sill there. Floor holes, ankle vents. The interior in the back, it's a little crusty, a little bit crusty on the door trims, and still usable. The top of the doors, I don't know if you can see in there, the top of the seats, they're all sun affected and crusted up, but still in way better condition than what Krusty's were. Might get us by for a little while until we actually reupholster it. But I guess the real, besides those other good things like the tail lights and the front end, the grille, is that apparently this car was still driving when it was parked. So there's a chance that this engine might run under the bonnet. Another 302 Cleveland 1173. So this is in fact one of the start of the ZGs, I think. They started in 73, so ZF before that, and I think Crusty is it's definitely a 74 model, but I'm not sure what month, but this is 11, so very end of 73. This one looks like it's got the same carby on it. Everything, yeah, it's pretty much the same, except yeah, Crusty had the air conditioning. This one had the vinyl top. It's all really perished. Probably rusty underneath. As the case seems to be with the Crusty and Rusty project, life just gets really busy and time got away from us, and it's actually been one more year now since we filmed what you've just seen, and then we're finally getting back to it just now, so slow but sure, we're going to get there eventually. Well, it's been about a year since we had a look at Crusty. We just took the tarp off it. Sorry, did I say Crusty? This is Rusty, not Crusty. Yeah, good. So what we've done for the moment is we had we accidentally left all the spark plugs out, and that was about 8 months ago, I think. It was a long time ago anyway, because I'll show some footage, but we did a compression test on it, which was really bad. But what we didn't do in that compression test was put any oil in the cylinders, except for a little bit of WD-40, which probably wasn't enough to create any real compression, given that the rings are probably bound up to the pistons. So what we've just done is pumped some oil with that tube over there into each cylinder. We didn't film this, but we hooked the battery up, we've turned it over. It turned over really well, like had a tiniest little grab at the start, and then it was just turning over nicely. So what we've decided to do is then because this is Rusty, not Crusty, we've never even checked this to see if this engine had any spark or anything, so it didn't. we just had a spark plug wedged in here and we couldn't get any sparks, so we took the dizzy cap off, cleaned the points, cleaned the rotor button, cleaned the contacts around the rotor button, around the dizzy cap, and then did the same thing, shoved it back in, wedged it in here, spark plug, just on one of these leads. We had it wedged in there and we got spark. So that's where we're up to now. We're just putting all the spark plugs back in it because we're actually going to see if we can get this one to fire. We definitely haven't been able to get Crusty to fire. Let's see if we can get Rusty to fire. If Rusty fires and does any sort of anywhere near a reasonable job of running, we might just pick this engine up, pop it into Crusty. It might not work, but who knows. Hey look, Lawson grew.
I dropped it.
The neighbour told us yesterday that they had a big brown snake in their backyard which actually bit their dog, so we're hoping the best for the dog. But Lawson just said, I've dropped the spark plug, I've got to get under here with the snakes. Woody, don't find any snakes, all right? I just noticed just where Lawson was, there's a wasp nest and there's a big bloody wasp on it. Look at that mongrel. They're not attacking us, but I wouldn't like to actually bump it. It probably would. So don't stick it in there, you don't need to. It's an extendable one.
Oh,
so I found a stick. It's actually a magnetic. Pull it out from the end. Grab the end, pull it, that's it. Like an aerial,
probably still
like an antenna. Alright, well just see what you can do. Maybe stick it in the stick.
Extension.
Retrieve a dropped spark plug. Avoiding the wasp. Seems to be one wasp. I don't know, if we try and get rid of it, it'll probably try and sting us. So I don't have any wasp killer handy.
Definitely needed that extension.
Got it?
I caught it.
Oh, good fishing.
Good fish. What do you reckon?
Well, a good day's fishing is better than a bad day's fishing is better than a good day's work, they say. Especially when you're fishing for spark plugs. We literally just saw a small baby brown snake. Woody was interested in something under the trailer. Lawson, you know, sort of was very suspicious of what he was doing. No sooner had we called Woody away, this snake just zipped out from under the trailer. It was pretty sure it was a brown. It was small. It was light brown. Baby brown, but they're just as deadly as the big ones, so it took off up under the bushes into the neighbour's yard there. So, but they're out and about. We did just, yeah, as I said, the neighbour's dog got bit yesterday, so got to be careful, don't you? Here it is. It's actually, there's a snake there now. It's coming right for me. That is not a brown snake, actually. It's a whip snake. But there's actually like 2 or 3 of them. We must have disturbed them all. Here he is. Little whip snakes they are. They are still venomous, but not as deadly as a brown snake. Seem to be really interested in coming out here where we are.
Yeah.
We're only like half a metre away from it. Don't know what it's looking for. It's having a good sniff around. It's a bit windy now. It's just got a bit windy in the afternoon. We're just out here with Rusty. Yeah, had to go and buy some plugs. We were short a couple. So I went down to the local parts shop and got some NGKs. Same as what we had for Rusty anyway, Crusty. And we're going to throw those in. I don't know, let's just pour a bit of fuel down its throat and turn the key. You gotta love a V8. That's how you have to put the spark plugs in. Snakes. Alright, let's get this air filter off. Oh, that's good. Brand new, that one. 1 year. 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 1 year That's easy. So let's cobble. There we go. Oh, what can we do? Put some petrol down there and turn the key and see what happens. Bit of 2-stroke lawnmower fuel, chainsaw fuel actually. I think it's 40 to 50 to 1. Doesn't matter. Way too much. Perfect. You know who I've been watching. Protects the spark plug. Alright, Lawson's going to turn the key and just see what happens. Hopefully it's not in drive.
I'd be pretty happy if it did go somewhere.
Yeah, won't go far. Alright, that was promising.
That's better than
Better than Crusty. Come on, Rusty, you can do it. Wants to run, doesn't it? Almost ran. It fires heaps better than Crusty did. But it is how it is when we picked it up, so the timing's set wherever the timing was last set. Who knows what the fuel pump's doing? Who knows what the accelerator pump's doing in the carby? It's probably not working at all. You know, we did rebuild that other carby on Crusty, so we could put that on. Don't know if we did it right, but we had a go. We could bolt that on and just see what happens. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the Savo. Let's see. That's the carby off. There's been some spiderage living in there. Look at that. Oh, that's just really it's like a water housing around the. I think it is. Yeah, it's like a water housing that goes around the inlet there. Rubbish. Yeah, that's a good gasket. We'll save that. Save it for now.
And there, and then this one here.
Yep.
I think that's a 14.
Oh no, we've got a vacuum hose on the back, one on the front. Take this because I don't think that. Go on. There we go. Let's try that, eh? It's the same carby. Crusty's carby is on Rusty. Alright, give it a shot.
Should I pump it again?
If it starts. Just a little bit. Lucky pump, little pump hooked up there into this specialised fuel tank. And I'll hold that so it doesn't fall off. Alright, let's try that. What? That's running. That's running as smooth as. That doesn't even need a tune-up. Let's have a look at that. What's it blowing out the back? Anything? Oh yeah, bit of blue smoke. Bit of V8 burble. It's only blowing smoke on, it might be single exhaust. It's probably single exhaust, that's why it's probably only blowing smoke out one side. Give it a rev. Give it a bigger rev. We're smoking out. Yeah, it cut out. I was just saying sorry, Amanda. We were smoking her out. But yeah, that's amazing. We rebuilt that carby. We have you know, really no idea what we're doing. Just sort of pulled it apart and put the kit through it, hoping we put it back together right. That fuel pump's still running. Switch off. Yeah, you know, that's all good. That's yellow for positive and yellow for negative. That's how you do it, isn't it? Just with the little electric fuel pump into the super duper safety tank there. So as it says, fuel safe. And it just ran like a dream. So it's probably got no water in it and we haven't changed the oil or anything like that, but man, that, you know, I wish Crusty had run like that. What do you reckon? That would have been good, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that just means we've got a whole hassle of maybe lifting this engine out and throwing it into Crusty out of Rusty. You can see why Rusty's called Rusty, like just...
Yeah, the wind picked up and all the rust blew in my face.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. I can see anything.
Poor Rusty. I don't think Rusty's salvageable somehow, but it's got lots of good parts in it that Crusty doesn't, like that interior, for instance. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's way better than Crusty's. It's actually... All right. Just because it ran and runs and we're here, we're just going to start it up again and throw it into drive, see what happens, and throw it into reverse. Not that we're using this gearbox necessarily, or this transmission, but let's just see. Give it a rev. It is another day. We're back down here at Rusty. We're just going to have a little play and see what we can do. Right. Is that the right way around?
Is it?
Yeah. I discovered last time we had a black one and a black one. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's positive. I'm positive that's positive, and I think the size is different, so that's a clue. Yeah. We've got cobwebs holding it together. Just see if you can take that radiator cap off and see if there's any water in it. Push it down and turn. That's it. What's in there? Bones? Yep. Any bones in there? Yep, I think there's bones in there. Definitely no water. Oh, hoses look alright. So we might find some water and put it in there. Well, that's factory. Those mag wheel nuts on these steelies aren't even butted up to the actual rim there, so I might have to see if I can put a bit more tension on those. This one's got, it holds air, but this one over here, she's a different story. It's got 3 wheel nuts, and definitely not holding any air. And I know I've pumped that up before and it goes straight back down, so that's why we brought that one down. It's one of Crusty's old wheels. Yeah, just tilt it in at the top.
Tilt it at the top?
Yeah. Will it fit?
No.
Where's those wheel nuts? There we go. Squeezed her in. Just. I think it was tight. Or it's just
until it fills up to the top.
Yeah. Yep, that's full. For now. If we when we start it, we'll just leave the cap off for a minute. We'll start it, see if it gurgles some water through the engine hoses and whatnot. Almost positive. But, you know, proper connectors. Stick that in there. That one might jam in there. Makes the pump work, but how do we get that one to stay?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's factory.
Oh, that's brand new.
Brand new. There we go. Look at that.
It's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. We have fuel pumpage. Let's see if we can start her up again. It's been, what, a week? Started. Little knock like for a second, but then there's no noise at all. It just purrs like a kitten. Just a bit more water. Safety fuel system. Just sit it on the engine. You know, just over the manifold. That'll be alright. The bonnet will keep it there. That's perfect. Oh, that's bad. She's blowing a bit of smoke, but I've got to say, folks, that vehicle hasn't run, you know, besides when we started it last week, that vehicle hasn't run for probably, I don't know how long, 15 years or more.
20 years.
Yeah, it could be 20. That's probably just oil burning. Hopefully not the fuel container. Yeah, that's just oil burning, I think, off the heads. Bit of oil just burning off the heads there, but I think that's nothing to worry about. Alright, we'll put our safety mechanism back down onto that fuel container. Yeah, that'll hold it. We don't have a handbrake. There's no brakes at all, so that's our handbrake there. It's fuel handbrakes. You know, Flintstone style. There is holes big enough in the floor to actually put your feet through to Flintstone stop it. Anyway, let's see what happens. I think we have spinach.
Hey, you're smoking the nose out.
The smoke has come out of the door. Oh no, we smoked the neighbours out totally. Sorry, Amanda. Oops. Burnout confirmed. We had positive burnout on both sides, so I don't know, it's got a limited slip diff, it's a standard. you know, it's only a 302 Fairlane 500. I don't think it was the sports pack. It certainly wasn't a 351, and I don't think that's a 9-inch. It's just the Salisbury diff, I think it is. I think that's right. I don't really know what I'm talking about. But oh yeah, we took the taillights out the other day. Whew, saved those. Just got them out without breaking anything. Yeah, but we had both wheels smoking up. There's a lot of chuff came out of that exhaust. Again, it's been sitting around for a long time, but it is running on 2-stroke fuel as well. So. Can't get any traction. It just won't get any traction on the go. Well, that was fun. A bit sketchy driving it, but no brakes. Just select, you know, drive for drag race, and N for no man's land, and once you slow down a bit in no man's land, you select P for, you know, pit stop. Well, we haven't got Crusty running yet, but Rusty's a runner. She drives. It's like brand new. I think I don't know. Was it blowing much smoke?
Was it blowing much smoke?
Yeah. Out the back.
Watch the video.
I will. I'll have a look. But it is running on 2-stroke, so I'm just not sure if it's, you know, like an engine. Everything in there is going to be, you know, what, valve seals, stem seals, or whatever. Everything's got to come back around and loosen up. Probably never will. Or is the engine just too far gone? At least it runs. Krusty's engine doesn't run. And in the meantime, if we put this engine in Crusty and get it running, then we've got Krusty's engine out to possibly rebuild. So if it's any good, it's not totally shot. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. I hope I can mash together like a whole year's worth of what we've been up to with Crusty and then now Rusty, just to get this one video out. I know it's been a year, but thanks for being patient and coming along for the journey if you're still here. And I don't know, let's see what happens next. You never know. The Smoothers Backyard, thanks for watching. Alright then. Selector, D for drag. Woo!
That sounds good.
Maybe that's why the brakes don't work. I'm not sure what that noise is. It's crunchy.
Very crunchy.
Woody, come here. Come on. Hey boys. Yeah. You know she's no four-wheel drive, don't you? You've set fire to the grass.
Yeah, that's where we did a burnout.
God.
It'll burn out.
Seriously?
Gotta turn off the fuel pump.
Great. Woody?
Just a bit of petrol.
Yeah, to put it out. I think you two need a supervisor.
Quite woody down.
Oh,